Saint Anthony the Great is called the father of Christian monasticism and is famous for his secluded and ascetic life. He lived an extremely simple and rigorous life in the desert, and his lifestyle itself is deeply connected to various ethical and environmental aspects emphasized by today's vegetarian and vegan movements. Saint Anthony practiced vegetarianism as part of his monastic life. His diet consisted mainly of humble foods such as bread, water, salt, and occasionally dates. His vegetarianism was a method of self-restraint and spiritual discipline, which meant opposition to unnecessary consumption and greed. Avoiding meat was a common form of asceticism even at that time, and it can be interpreted as an attitude of distancing oneself from the sacrifice of life caused by eating meat and extending compassion to all living beings. Many of the desert fathers, like Saint Anthony, were strict vegetarians. Saint Anthony lived in the desert and left behind several anecdotes about his harmonious relationship with nature and animals. His stories go beyond simple asceticism and show deep respect and compassion for all living things. One of the most known stories is his encounter with lions. When Saint Anthony was living in seclusion in the desert, a monk who followed him, or a person he interacted with, died and needed to be buried. Saint Anthony had no means to dig the earth, but at that moment 2 lions appeared and knelt at his feet. Anthony asked the lions to dig the ground so the body could be buried, and the lions obediently dug the earth with their claws to create a grave. After the task was finished, Saint Anthony gave the lions a blessing and let them leave. This story suggests that he did not view nature and animals as objects of dominion, but as subjects for spiritual communion. It shows that his spiritual purity and ascetic life created a harmonious relationship where even wild animals obeyed and helped him, emphasizing that such a state is possible when practicing compassion and harmony toward all living things. Saint Anthony's entire life is an example that demonstrates the values of sustainable living and environmental protection today. He lived consuming only the minimum necessities, which minimized his impact on nature. This presents a powerful ethical alternative to modern excessive consumption and environmental destruction. Surviving in the harsh environment of the desert, he lived a life in harmony with the rhythm of nature as part of it. Saint Anthony expressed a fundamental opposition to the materialism and moral decay of the society of that time through his way of life. Eating meat was often associated with greedy appetite and luxury, and his strict vegetarianism was a practical refusal of such unethical greed and waste. He taught that, to clear the soul, one must restrain the body, and this restraint included managing physical desires, including the craving for meat. This shows that vegetarianism is more than just a dietary choice. It is a process towards becoming a better ethical human being. In this way, Saint Anthony's life is a case that perfectly practiced the values of respect for life, harmony with nature, and opposition to materialism and ethical decay through ascetic vegetarianism, and it can powerfully convey the importance of a simple and compassionate life even to those who do not practice vegetarianism.